Hi, my name is Christina Mayfield. I live in Excelsior Springs. I'm 39 years old. I am a wife to my husband Kyle and a mom to 5 crazy kids, Caleb, Cameron, Abby, Kelly, and Avery, and I've been coming to Radiant Life for a year and 4 months. Growing up, I had a wonderful family. We did believe in God. We didn't attend church regularly. I did go to Sunday school as a child, and I went to church with my mom and my grandma as a teenager until my grandma passed away, and then I started going on Wednesday nights with friends. I was baptized on my 16th birthday, and just immediately after that, I kind of took the wide path and didn't follow God at all. I went my own way for many, many years after that. And when I met my husband Kyle, it was in 2009. I was in the middle of a pretty ugly divorce, and having that and 3 children, I wasn't necessarily welcomed by his family, which was hard for both of us. He was very close with his family, and it was very hard for me not being liked immediately. And I just kept thinking if they would just give me a chance, they would love me. And eventually, everything turned out fine. We got married. Kyle adopted Caleb, Cameron, and Abby in 2013. And all the while, I had feelings of a lot of resentment from my past, a lot of anger. I lost my dad when I was 25. I had feelings of not being good enough for Kyle based on my past, and just a lot of resentment that kept building up and building up walls around me just to pretty much protect myself. I was incapable of showing any emotions besides just laughter or anger. I couldn't cry when other people grieved. I just couldn't cry. I didn't have it in me. I completely shut down from my past. Felt like I'd been chasing this dream of a perfect life ever since I left home. I wanted to model after my mom and dad having this wonderful marriage, and I was in pursuit of that, and I really felt like I had found that with Kyle. We had a really good marriage, and the children were adopted, and this chapter had closed on my past, and I thought, this is it. This is going to be great. This is our perfect life. And there was still an emptiness in me that I just couldn't figure out why it was there. We were very happy, yet I still felt a hole there. And in January of 2014, Kyle and his youngest brother bought the tire shop that's been in his family since the 70s. And suddenly we didn't see him anymore. He was gone from sunup till sundown, and the children, the kids always asked, where's he at? I had to deal with him being gone. It was really hard not having him around, and I fell into a pretty deep depression dealing with the children on my own and not having him around. Several months later, in July, I had decided that me and the kids were going to go to see the fireworks. We weren't going to stay at home and sulk. We were going to do something as a family, and we were going to go to Kearney, to the amphitheater for the fireworks show on July 3rd. So we headed to Kearney, and on the highway to the amphitheater, the line of cars stopped right in front of Radiant Life Church. And we looked over and we saw everything for the kids, all of the free stuff, and I told the kids we're gonna go here. So we pulled in and we were welcomed by everyone so genuinely. Everyone seemed so loving and kind, and I was so angry inside, and I wanted that happiness that they had. It was almost addictive. And they gave me a brochure. They gave me this little bag. I still have it. And it had all of the information on the classes in the evenings for the kids. They told me about the nursery for the little ones, and that there was an adult class that I could attend. And everything seemed very, very inviting. And so I went home and I held on to this for a few weeks, and it just kept popping up on the counter. And I had decided at that time that we were going to check it out, and that it would be good for us to go and give us something to do on a Wednesday night. My first visit to Radiant Life service was on Wednesday night, July 30th of 2014. And again, everyone was very welcoming. I was scared. It was me and the kids. I was by myself. And I was shown where the Royal Rangers and the Impact Girls classrooms were for Cameron and Abby. And I was shown where the nursery was for Kelly and Avery, which was pretty exciting to me to have an hour to myself as a mom with that many kids. That was a big plus for me to have some me time. So I took the kids to the nursery, and that's where I met Hope Summers. She was in there at the time with her two little ones, and I really feel like God will place people in front of you at the right time when you need it, because I could relate to Hope. She had 5 kids of her own. She had a husband that worked very hard and was gone a lot, and I was struggling so greatly with that, and it was so nice to have someone that could share that with me, but that was handling it so much better than I was. And I just needed to know how and why she was handling it so much better than I was. So we went to the adult class. We were learning about Paul and the Roman road. I started just instantly soaking up the information. I learned about God in a way I'd never heard of before, how he had this unconditional love for me, and how he wanted to give me life to the full through his son, Jesus Christ. And I went home that night just wanting that life, wanting that fullness through his son. And for the whole next week, that's all I could think about. I just kept hearing, if you would give me a chance, you would love me like I had originally thought in the past. And I felt like God was saying that to me. The following week, on August 6th, I decided to dedicate my life to following Jesus, and Hope and I sat in the back pew in the sanctuary, and she talked me through the sinner's prayer, and I gave my life to the Lord. And I just started coming faithfully on Wednesdays and Sundays, and my kids came with me, and I was soaking up information. I ran with this. It felt like it was so easy to do, and I was so broken. It was so amazing to run to God the way that I did. And I was there for probably 3 months before my husband Kyle started coming. And in October of 2014, Kyle started coming with us. This past year's been quite a journey for me and my family. I've experienced all the walls just come crumbling down of resentment, unforgiveness, that feeling of not being good enough. All of that's gone, and it didn't happen overnight. I was very faithful. I knew it would happen. It took a lot of prayer and a lot of trust, and I do feel brand new. And just watching my family grow together has been pretty awesome. We can talk about God and His plans for our future, and that's a really comforting feeling to have. The kids have grown so much in their faith and want to sit and read the Bible with me, and things that I never thought our family would do, we are doing together as a family, all 7 of us. And it's such a great feeling to know that in such a short amount of time, God has changed our lives tremendously. I know that the path that I was on was wrong, and I know that He turned it into good. I think I gave Him quite a challenge, but He can do the impossible. And I just know that there was no person, place, or thing that I could chase after that was going to fill that hole that I had, that emptiness that I had. Only the love that God can give can fill that hole in my life, and He's done so in a great, great way.